my life. Um, so good evening, everyone. This is Dios Graphics. Just in case you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell to get notified anytime I release a new video. So today um, we are going to be painting this particular reference in real time. So I'm going to just be displaying the process of the sketch. So I just simply traced this sketch. So I just want us to just dive into the painting so as to save time. If you want an in-depth tutorial on how to sketch, is already on my page, is already on my channel, so you can go check them out. I have series of tutorials that can show you how to trace. It's very simple. This is just for beginners. I've done also another tutorials on how to sketch from scratch. So that's a freehand drawing. I've already done a tutorial that can guide you through it. You can still go check them out. I'm going to be dropping links after this live, so you can click on the links and check the videos out. And also, just in case you're interested in following up together with me while I paint, so you can get the TIFF file, the PSD file, in the description box also. I'm going to be dropping the TIFF file in the description box, so don't hesitate to check it out so that you can follow um, along while I draw. So yeah, I'm just trying to like show you a preview on how I traced the photo. Trying to show you a preview on how I traced the photo. So I have, as I've said, I have series of tutorials that can help you with the hair and the kind of brushes I use for the hair. This specific brush is called the Tony hair. I used it. It's only found on Autodesk, so you can't find it in Procreate, or you can't find it in Ibis Paint X, but you may find a similar brush that can work the same way this one works. So you can still improvise, you can still check for another brushes that can also serve the same purpose as this. So I'm done with the preview. So all we are going to do now is we're going to dive into the painting. We're going to dive into the painting. So for this painting, I'm going to be using Procreate. I'm going to be using Procreate. I don't know whether all right, let's use Procreate. So I'm going to be listing a substitute, like for those using Autodesk Sketchbook. I'm going to be listing brushes that can do similar um, that can serve similar purpose with the brushes on Procreate. So I am going to be listing them on my in my description box. So I don't know if it's okay we use this one. Let me I think let's just use Autodesk Sketchbook. It seems like most of you guys are Autodesk Sketchbook users, so let's just use Autodesk Sketchbook. So as I've said, um I'm going to be dropping the PSD file. I'm going to be dropping the PSD file um in the description box. I'm going to be dropping. So I'm trying to locate the PSD file, then re-import it to my Autodesk Sketchbook. Oops. I'm trying to locate the file. Yeah, here's it. So here's the file. So I think it's more comfortable and more easy to follow along since most of you guys are Autodesk Sketchbook users, so you can just simply follow along. So let's use Autodesk Sketchbook instead. Let's use Autodesk Sketchbook. So after you're done tracing the photo, you're going to be selecting a base color. You're going to be selecting a base color, which a base color, I've already done a video on how to use base colors, dark sheets, and how to use highlights colors. So they are all in on this channel, so you can just go check them out. So I'm going to be picking out some colors that we're going to use for this tutorial. So I've created a new layer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select, I've already saved some color palettes, and by the way, I'm going to be dropping a link on the description box after this live. I have tons of color palettes just in case you're interested. I have tons of color palettes just in case you're interested. So yeah, just in case you're interested, I have tons of color palettes. You can use the color to shade after you've downloaded the reference. So let's pick our base color. I think let's go with this. So yeah, we're picking this, and the tool I'm going to be using is felt pen tool. Felt pen tool. I've been using this brush for long. I use it to fill my sketch. So just use it to fill your sketch using your base color. I don't know, it seems like my Sorry guys, I had some technical issue, so you can just simply fill up the sketch. I'm still using my felt pencil for this, so you can clean up the sides of the reference anywhere you think the paint has gone overboard. You can just clean up just to make your work neat. So yeah, we are done with filling up the sketch. So we're going to be splitting the screen into two, just to make our work easier during shading. Well, yeah. So yeah, this is the reference. What we're going to do is we're going to be picking our shade color, that's the dark shade color for the shading. We're going to be using this specific color for the dark shade. Then click on this plus sign to add a layer. Make sure the layer is at the top of your base color. So after you're done with that, then there's a technique that I'm trying to show you now to make it more easier for you to shade. It's more easier and faster. So what you're going to do is go to your selection tool, go to your magic wand. This icon here is the magic wand. Then click tab on it, then tap on your base color. Make sure you're on the base color layer, then tap on the base color. When you've tapped on the base color, then you go back to your initial layer, which is the one under which is the one above your base color layer, the one above, that's at the top of your base color layer. Then you select the color builder brush. This is the color builder brush. I prefer using the color builder brush because it has some kind of there's some kind of feel and brush what will I say, the softness of the brush, the texture of the brush, and also the flow of the brush makes me like the brush so much. So I prefer using it to like color, like to place colors, before blending them. So yeah, all we're going to do now is to check our reference very well and check where the shadows are. So as you can see, this is very difficult for you to identify if you are a beginner. So the simplest way for you to do this is for you to turn it into a monochrome. Monochrome is a black and white. You can go to your editor and change it to a monochrome. When you change it to a monochrome, you can easily identify where the darks are and the darks are, and where the middle tones are, and where the highlights are. And also you can still, if you're not conversant, or if you're not good at using colors to shade, you can still use black and white, which I've already done a tutorial on that. You can still use your black and white color to you can use your black and white color to shade. So if you have any question, what you're going to do is go to my Facebook page, because it seems like um I've not set this live on with like I've not activated my live chat, so there's no way you can comment, and there's no way I can give you a feedback or something like that. So what we are going to do now is go to my Facebook page, search for Dios GFX. After you've searched for Dios GFX, then um, comment under my recent post. When you comment under my recent post, then I would reply you on this live. Or to make it more easier, enter my let me show you. Enter You can enter my channel. You can just go to my channel. Simply go to my channel, YouTube channel. I don't know why this not it's not loading. I don't know the problem. So you can simply go to my channel, then go to the post I've made in my community. Go to the post, so you can just simply go there and comment your questions. Comment your questions in my YouTube on my YouTube post. Just go to my YouTube post right now. I think, yeah, let me show you. Let me show you how you're going to do it. So you can just go to my channel, then go to my community. You're going to see my community post. I don't know why I can't access this. I don't know. Network here is bad. So yeah, assuming then you can just go to my sorry. You can just go to my community posts. I don't know I don't know why I can't find this. Alright, I don't know. But just go to my Facebook page and then comment down below under my recent post. I will reply you. So yeah, let's continue. So what you're going to do is, since you've known where to place your darks color, like your shade color, then go to this and select the color you're going to use for the shade. It doesn't matter if it's still on monochrome, as far as you can identify it. You can still turn it to the colored this thing, so it's not a problem. So make sure it's selected. Make sure your middle mid tone is selected, then add a new layer, then make sure it's at the top of your mid tone, then you set your opacity to 100%, then you apply it. So one thing I love about this color builder is that it gives you that ability to control your opacity. Like, it gives you the ability to control your opacity, how you use your opacity. So you have power over your opacity, not applying it to be over to be over thick. So as you can see now, I've applied it, but it still is looking light because of the nature of the brush. So that's why I like using it to paint compared to this felt pen brush. If you apply it on it, can you see it's going to be over thick, and which we don't want that to be so. Well, that's totally not good for this. So since we are painting, we don't need that. So we are going to be selecting our color builder, then apply it gently. Just apply it gently, and don't worry about the shading. Don't worry, just keep on apply. Just as you can see, I'm trying to apply the shade around this side. As you can see, there is a shadow here. There's a shadow here, so I'm trying to apply it. After I've applied shadows around, yeah, around here, yeah, around here, you can apply it around here, then around here. Just make sure you avoid all these highlights. Make sure you avoid all these highlights. Make sure you avoid them. Make sure you avoid. This is a mid-tone, so you can just avoid them. Avoid a highlight here. This is also a mid-tone here. So yeah, there's a shadow, some shadows here. And sorry, there are some shadows here. So what we're going to do is we just apply roughly on these places I am identifying with my yellow color. Are those shades, like the shadows, the dark shades, while the ones I'm cycling with my red are the highlights and the mid-tones. So just in case, I don't want you to get confused, so just make sure you know where they are. So I'm trying to like just do a rough. So these are the places I'm going to be placing my I'm going to be the ones on the with the red are the ones I'm going to be avoiding. Then the ones with the yellow are the ones are the places I'm going to be applying. So yeah, we're done with the analysis. So let's go back to where we are. So yeah, you're going to be applying roughly on those areas that you think are dark. Just don't put pressure on. Even though you're using your finger, one thing I love about this brush is that it doesn't matter. Even though you're using your finger, it still gives you that opacity feel, that pressure feel. It has a very high pressure sensitivity. It gives you a good pressure sensitivity. When you press it hard, well, sorry, when you press it, assuming when you press it hard, it gives you very hard pressure. When you press it low, it gives you very soft pressure. So that's why I like this brush a lot. It has a very nice pressure sensitivity. What's wrong with my network? It's lagging. Sorry for the bad network. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing I was doing before. Just keep on placing the color randomly. You can just place them randomly. You mustn't follow according to how the shadows are going. Just make sure you identify where the dark shadows are, and make sure you don't place the shadows. Make sure you don't put more pressure on the brush. Just make sure you just place the shadows where they are, and that's all. As you can see, it looks very, very rough, but we're going to refine it. Don't worry. We're going to refine it. We're going to refine this shading. Don't worry. Just going to just roughly place them. Make sure you know what you're doing. Don't just randomly place it. Just place them where they're supposed to be. Um, so yeah. Wow. I think we're this looks very, 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 very rough. Very, very rough. So yeah, the next step is after you're done placing your shadows, the next step is it's applying the blending brush. So many people have been asking me, what kind of brush do you use to blend? So I use the blending brush. It's called blending brush. That's the name, blending brush. Let me take it closer so that you can see. It's called the blending brush. You can get it on your 4.5 version 4.5, version 5.1, version 5.0 of Sketchbook. You can get it on Sketchbook Pro. You can get it on Sketchbook. So whichever version you've, and any version, just as long as it's a new version, as long as it's an updated version, you can get this blending brush. So it's not a problem at all. It's not a problem at all. So you can set your flow to 1%, then set the size of your blending brush to 71.6%. You set it to 71.6%, then you set your strength to 18%. I think you're good to go. When you're done setting them, then zoom. When you zoom on the area you've shade, you can adjust the size. It depends on you. You can adjust the size just to have a specific area blended. So yeah, you can just blend them. Just blend them. Wow. But what you're going to do now is carefully blend them. Don't mix the mid-tone and the, make sure your size is reduced. If not, you can just mix everything up. So you can just make sure you carefully blend the area you've applied color. It mustn't be over smooth. You can just leave some can just leave some can just leave some edges just to define some areas. As you can see, I've left some edges here just to define an area that there is a cheek there. So yeah, as you can see, we are almost getting there. This is just the fastest trick or tip that you can use to shade. You mustn't just concentrate on a particular area and start shading. Before you know, time will be up. So I think this is one of the easiest and the fastest means of shading. You can just place colors and start blending them, then you refine them, give them details. But when you start with giving details, it will take a lot of time to get your final result. So make sure you follow the flow of the blood, the flow um, of the shade. Don't just do it randomly. Don't just do it randomly. Just follow the flow of the shade. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be refining. This is one. This is the most important aspect. But before that, we're going to like adjust some sides that have been over blended. So we're going to be using the eraser, the hard eraser. We're going to be using the hard eraser. Then use the opacity to, let's say, 50. Reduce the opacity to 50 and make sure it's 50. Then after you've reduced the opacity, you zoom in. I think I have to go back to my colored picture. Yeah, so you zoom, then clean up. Make sure you follow and clean up. Make sure you clean up. Make sure you clean up all those areas that are whitish, which are basically for the highlights. So you're going to just clean them up with your brush. Just clean them up with your brush. Just clean them up. So just clean them up. Okay. You can still be like blending together, just be blending them together, but just make sure it doesn't YouTube. On any recent video I've made, I'll reply you. And also after this live, I can still reply your questions. You can DM me with your questions. I'm going to answer you on my next live, or I can still reply you immediately after I've seen it. So don't worry about that. I'm going to reply you. Wow, this is taking more time than I thought. So let's try and rush. Let's rush. Yeah. So we're going to be using our blending brush. Sorry, blending brush to blend. Make sure it's not totally blending everything all together. Just make sure you just soften edge and a little bit to give that. Yeah, so I've done an in-depth tutorial on shading. It's on my page. So this is just like a tip. I've done an in-depth tutorial on shading for beginners. I've done tutorials, tons of tutorials on my page, so you can check them out. Wow. Yeah. So as you can see, it's gradually giving us that result we want. Just keep on blending them. So the next thing we're going to be doing is the main shading. The main shading. So we're going to be starting with the eye. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using the color builder still. So we are still using the color builder to shade. I think it's the easiest method you can use to shade. So as you can see, the problem with this reference is that it's not that sharp. It's too blur, but no problem. So let's create a new layer. So after you're done creating a new layer, then you start with this area, reduce the size a little bit, then you paint, make sure you're painting according to what you're seeing on the reference. You paint like this, paint like this. You paint like this. So yeah, just keep on doing what I'm doing. can use the hair brush to like redirect some sides, some shades, just to give your shade direction. Select your color builder, then shade this side. Then redirect. So I don't think I can do this till the end. I don't know how long it will take, but it's definitely going to take a lot of time though. So I don't know. So anywhere the live ends, I think you have some ideas on how to shade. Like, this is just a tip on how to shade. So I initially thought my live chat was active, so I would have loved to like chat with you guys, but it's not active, so I don't know. It's not possible. Maybe on my next live. So, and seems like own um my own color palette that I choose is too reddish, so I'm going to be adjusting it later. I've done a video on that. You can use a black and white color, you can use a red, you can use green color, and still readjust it with your original skin color. So it's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. So yeah, let's go to the nose. Let's go to the nose. Time is not on our side. You can still watch this video later. I think I'll try and see if I can save it on my channel. You can still watch it later, but it's going to be very long, so I don't know. So this side, make sure you put a little bit of opacity here, then this side, which is here. Make sure you're adjusting your brush, don't just apply it. Then here, then here, then here, which is here. This side is here, like angle, then angle, just like an angle here, then an angle here. Just make sure you train your eyes to see shape. That's the simplest way to know how to draw and know how to paint. That's the easiest way to know how to paint, when you program your eyes to see shapes instead of colors, and instead of eyes and nose. If you see shapes, it will be very easy for you to like replicate anything you see. You can just simplify it into shapes, then replicate it. As you can see, I'm just using the hairbrush to like drag it and blend, just to give it the, as you can see, there's something here, so I'm trying to like drag. Then you can still apply a color just to give it a Well, it's too reddish. I don't know. I'm going to still adjust this thing after this. So then here, which is here, this just like an angle, and just fill it up. When you're done with that, then you go to this place, this side, then you do an angle. So yeah, let's go to the neck. Just apply colors on the neck. So as you can see, this side, there's something like angle too, like an angle. So something like this, something like this. So you're going to follow the shape and follow the shape and just apply. Wow. Just keep seeing the shapes. There's another angle here, an angle here. This reference is filled with angles, so just make sure you keep identifying them. Make sure your eyes are seeing shapes instead of seeing just mere skin of people. Just make sure you know how to see shapes on references. It will help you a lot. It will help a lot. So here there's another shape here, like this. Then it goes down. Yeah. So we're going to refine it. Well, we're not done with placing the colors. And make sure when you're doing this part of this section, you can just make sure it's on a new layer. Make sure it's totally different from that initial layer you've used to place your colors, to lay your colors down, your color down. So yeah, so presently we're going to be using our hair. Come in. We're going to be using our hair. Hairbrush. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my blending brush to blend the edge of this, the edge of this, the edge of this, then this edge, this edge. So I'm sure you're now familiar with this technique. It's going to help you a lot. When you're familiar with this technique, it's going to help you a lot. It's going to save time. To save time. It's going to save time. As you can see, we're getting there gradually. So it's going to take time. I don't know. And the problem is that I'm not recording this particular video. I'm not recording this particular video for my iPad. So I think when I stop this live, I'm going to like continue like I'm going to do an in-depth tutorial on the, I don't know, sure. I'm not going to promise you a tutorial, but I'm very sure you've like you've gotten something, like you've learned something through this life. At least it's going to help you when you know how to use shapes. It's going to help you a lot. Blend them. I think this life is way too long. It's way too long. So that's why I'm trying to rush. As you can see, it's gradually resembling the model. Not 100% though, but we're getting there. But this is where I'm going to be stopping. So I will be dropping the continuation of this particular reference, of this particular tutorial. So after you're done watching this live, go to the next post that I'm going to do. It will be the continuation of this painting. So watch out for my next post and my next video. So I'm going to continue with this post, with this painting, sorry. So thanks for watching.